Good morning, everybody. Jayy here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to talk about evade, right? Like dodging, that kind of stuff. I see a ton of people running evade. I see some really good evade teams. I see some really clever evade teams, and then I see some really bad evade teams. So I wanted to make a little video here, just kind of a how to evade in PvP video. This is not going to be like my recommendation on the ultimate evade team or anything like that. I'm just going to show you, like, it's a thought process video. A lot of my guides, I like to make thought process guides because everybody's account's in a different spot. You never know what people have access to, but I'm going to show you things you do have access to and just how to think about if you even should run evade or if you should just do something else. So let's jump into the client and look at a few things first. Alrighty, so we're in the client. The first thing I want to do is talk about evasion gear, right? So let's go to equipment and let's look at some of the things that I think you should have if you're going to consider running evasion, because I don't think the units and their abilities are enough, although we will talk about that a little bit. First up, let's look at the ribbon. Now, you can't just go get the ribbon right now. It's an event item. We are expecting a rerun of this item soon, which is one of the reasons I'm talking about it in this video. But you can get a dodge ribbon +5. It'll give you 15 evade on the stat line, and it will also give you evasion 10 as like a buff, right? So that's 25 evasion from an accessory, which really opens up your opportunities to wear some other things, stuff like that. What else is a good evasion item? The other obvious one is the Sage's Hat. So let's look at that real quick. Here is a +5 Sage's Hat, dodge type. It gives you 19 evasion and 8 evasion buff. That's a total of 27 evasion. A little bit better, but it isn't armor, so it takes up that armor slot, and not everybody can like wear a hat, right? Not all units have access to hats as a choice, but a lot of evasion units do, like Venera, people like that. So this is a really good option. Now, this is even a better option because you don't have to wait for an event rerun to go get it. You can go into the far plane, and if you have some of those keys that they were giving out, well, you can come in here, click this, and you can go to key quests, and you can just go farm this thing. So if you want to use a key to unlock this, which I don't right now, you'll have 3 days to farm yourself a nice +5 Sage's Hat. Cool. I think this is a starting point for if you should play evade. Do you have evasion gear? Because you need to layer evade. You need layers and layers and layers of it for it to be successful. You don't want to run evade if, like, you're just hoping for a random 40% chance to dodge all the time. That's a recipe for disaster. Like, no one wants to do that. So start with gear. Next, look at your units. I'm going to talk about, like, maybe some of the top tier evasion units in the game, and I'm going to give you some ideas on, like, sneaky evasion units. So let's start with the obvious ones. Ruinstern, probably the top tier evade unit in the game in my opinion right now. He has Samurai Sub. You want Samurai Sub on your evasion units. You also want units that have access to support abilities like Evasion Up or Blade Soul. Evasion Up, guess what? Raises evasion rate. Blade Soul, guess what? Raises attack and evasion rate. It's a double whammy. So stack these with some gear that raises evasion, and now you're approaching that point where, oh, I will dodge a lot of stuff, not just some stuff. Stacking evasion is so important. Okay, I want to mention a couple units that are like sleepers here. Everybody knows about Venera, Ruinstern, Little Leela probably also one of the top tier evasion teams, but I can't put her on my screen because it'll burn my eyes, like literally. Couple sleeper evasion units for you though. I'm gonna go to light subjob or light people. Sakura has a lot of agility and can equip the Sage's Hat. You can fool a lot of people by putting like a slot 1 Sakura on the table for Guild Wars defense, but stacking a ton of evade on her, and she can be pretty dodgy. Now, she's not going to achieve those same numbers of evade as like your samurai classes are and stuff like that, because she doesn't have good evade subjobs. You can't go to her support abilities and say, ooh, I'm going to set like evasion up on my Sakura. Just doesn't have it, right? That's not in here. But she can still get evadey enough that you can hide the rest of your evasion team behind her. That is a cool trick. Another unit who can do that is somebody like Engelbert or Warrior of Light. Look for units that have either a lot of agility, a lot of luck, or, you know, subclasses that give you evasion buffs. That's kind of what you want to be thinking about here. I have seen very, very successful Warrior of Light evasion teams, especially paired with Little Leela, because he's not going to be as dodgy as true evasion characters, but if you have an evasion healer in the group, they can keep him alive because he's getting hit like 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 3 times, so you just keep topping him off. That's an effective evasion build. Now, let's get to like the crux of this video, and that's vision cards. Alright, first up, do you have Shiva maxed out? If no, don't. This is like so core to an evasion squad. You just need this 20. Like, this is so useful. And at 99, she gets such a massive boost. Like, she doesn't even approach 20 until 99. You need Shiva at level 99 if you're going to run competitive evasion comps. If you don't have this, probably just look somewhere else. Look for select tickets to get some shards for it. So, like, you need to build this card. There, I think I said that 59 different ways. Now, you need to layer that card with other evasion boosting cards. For example, a luck raising card. Katone's card here, Secrets of the Heart, will boost luck by 35% for your party. This is really good, especially for units that have a high base luck. The higher base luck you have, the more luck buff you're going to get from Katone's card, and just like the better experience you're going to have in general. So you can stack Shiva with this card, and now you're approaching those levels where, especially with your buffs, like in fight, like Illusion or Smokescreen, you're hitting that 100% evasion rate. Now, that's from the front. Always keep in mind that units to the side of you have a 15% chance of hitting you, and units behind you have a 30% chance of hitting you. That's how it works. You get a 15% accuracy boost standing to the side and to the back. So remember that. But you want to stack things. Now, if you're doing an evasion team with high agility units, you want to look for an agility boosting card to stack with Shiva. Something like Black Rose of the Battlefield Helena, 15% agility up. This has been so good on Evasion Little Leela because it gives nice magic stats to the person wearing it. So you could run Evasion Little Leela, Warrior of Light, and Ruinstern with Shiva, this card, and like the luck card. Ooh, there you go. That is a dodgy group that is going to be able to recover from some hits if they get unlucky. That is a top tier evasion team. Shout out to Merlot for putting that team together, or at least showing me that team. It's really good. So, what else is there to say about evasion? You want to maximize your time under buffs with evasion. What do I mean? Well, I talk a lot about early turn tricks, right? Like setting your team up to group or move forward as you want. You want to position yourself in a fight where before you encounter the enemy, you're casting Illusion or you're casting Smokescreen. You're casting that evasion buff because that buff is going to be the key to putting you at the 100% dodge rate. In fact, you will see enemy units just walk up to you and not swing because they're like, oh, nope, 0% chance. AI will just be like, no, I'm good. I'll just chill. And you're like, cool, you can't even hit me. So there's the last side. Okay, let's talk about the last side to this. What do you want to look out for? Well, specifically in Guild Wars, you want to scout your enemy. You want to see which enemy is running things like this, like aipOQ, that gives a group accuracy buff. If people are building accuracy, don't fight them. Or at least don't fight them if you have other options. Counter evade teams typically beat evade teams, right? Like evade is built to kind of counter everything but counter evade, and counter evade is built to beat evade specifically. So I would say avoid aipOQ, avoid units with a lot of holy, avoid units with a lot of sharpshoot. So your kill phase, your Frederikas, those 100% hit abilities are very dangerous to evasion. What else do we need to say here? I don't know. I'm trying not to make this like a super long video. I'm just trying to do a like basic how to build evasion. Here's the gist. My ultimate tip if I had to say what you should do and what you should not do, don't half-build evasion. The half-built evasion teams get slaughtered by just a little bit of accuracy. They get slaughtered by sharpshoot, etc. If you're going evasion, go all in. If you're running really high agility units and that's how you're hoping to evade, you need at minimum Shiva and an agility boosting card. If you're running high luck evasion units, you need at minimum Shiva and a luck boosting card. Maxed out. It's a hard comp to attain. It requires a lot of things to make work. And if you don't have those things, just play something else. Like, that's my big clue here. Just do something else. Or experiment with it and, get frustrated. But, okay, that's it. Like, that's really all I got. This is a pretty short video. I hope you guys liked it. I just felt there was a need for something like this right now. So, if you did like it, thumbs up the video, and I really appreciate that. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.